Hello everyone! Today I'll be demonstrating how to make these cozy fingerless mitts. I will be making them in the medium size, but the pattern also has the large and small size. You'll find the link to purchase the full pattern in the description below. We're going to start with a long tail cast on. And for the medium, you're going to need 36 stitches. And I'm doing them on a 3.5 millimeter needle. You will need 2 circular needles or a set of double pointed needles to make these mitts. I'll be demonstrating on 2 circular needles. If you haven't done that technique before, don't worry. It's actually very simple and you'll pick it up in no time. I'm using a worsted weight yarn or number 4 weight yarn here. You'll need about 70 grams and that will do any of the 3 sizes. In fact, if you have one 50-gram ball, that will do the small size. You just need a little bit more for the large. You will also need another set of needles in 3.75 millimeters. All right, once you've got your 36 stitches on there for the medium, divide it over the 2 double pointed needles. So you'll see I have half of them, 18 of them on the front needle here and 18 on the back needle. Then with the working yarn on the back needle, I'm going to put the front stitches to the tip of the needle, pick up the other end of that same needle and work these stitches, these front half stitches, onto the other end of the same needle. Then I'll flip around and work the rest of them on the second needle. The pattern starts off with a knit 2, purl 2 rib section at the bottom like that. So we're going to do 2 inches or so of knit 2, purl 2 rib. So knit the first 2 stitches, purl the next 2, knit the next 2, purl the next 2, and so on, all the way around. When you've ribbed across the first 18 stitches on the front needle, turn it around, push the needle so that the tip is ready for the next 18. Take the other end of the same needle and carry on with your ribbing. The length of the needles doesn't so much matter. It's awkward if they're really long, but the beauty of this method is that you can make something in the round without having a needle exactly the right size in terms of the length. When you're finished with the second side, just pull the needle so that the stitches are on the middle of the cable, turn around, and start your second round. You'll know where the start of the round is because that's where your tail is going to be. But you could also use a stitch marker if you want to. So continue in that manner, making the ribbing until you have about 2 inches worked. When the ribbing is finished, we're going to begin the hand portion of the mitt. The next step is to switch to the larger needles, the 3.75 millimeter needles. So just one at a time, work off of your circular needle onto the new circular needles, with half of the stitches remaining on each needle. And work 8 rows of stockinette stitch. So just knit around for 8 rows for the medium size. Next comes the shaping for the thumb gusset. So we will be adding stitches to make it wider for the thumb. Both mitts are made the same. There's not a left or right-handed for this one. So once you know how to make this one, you'll be able to do the second one, no problem. To shape the thumb gusset, round 1, you're going to knit 18, so across the first needle, flip it around, then knit front and back twice. So in this first stitch, put your needle in as if to knit. Knit that, but don't pull it off the other needle. Swing your right hand needle around and put it in the back foot or the back leg of the same stitch. Wrap that to knit and then take the stitch off. So you've turned one stitch into two. Going to do that again. Knit the front leg. Leave the stitch on the left hand needle. Swing the right hand needle around. Knit the back leg and take it off. So I've increased by 2 here. Then knit the rest of the round. For round 2 and every alternate round, so 4, 6, 8, all your even numbered ones for the next several rounds, just knit every stitch around. So no increases, just a plain knit round. It's important that you keep yourself oriented. So the start of your round is going to be the side with the tail. Okay, so between these two needles, that's where my round starts. For round 3, knit across the first 18 stitches. And then in the second 18, that's where your thumb shaping is. So for round 3, we're going to go a little wider. So knit front and back, just like I showed you before in round 1. Then knit 2 and knit front and back again. So you've got an increase and then 2 stitches in the middle and another increase. Knit across the rest of the round. And the next round, like I mentioned before, every other round, the even numbered ones is just a plain knit round. So round 4 will be just a knit round. And I'll come back for round 5. For round 5, knit the first 18 stitches. Then we get to the thumb shaping in the second half of the stitches. Knit front and back. Knit 4 in between. Then knit front and back again. And knit the rest of the round. Round 7 will have 6 stitches in between your knit front and back at either end. Round 9 will have 8 in between. Round 11 will have 10 knit stitches in between, and round 13 will have 12 knit stitches in between with a knit front and back at the beginning and end. And that will be it for the medium size for the thumb increases. The small and large are slightly different at this point, so you can check the pattern for those sizes, but for the medium, you will have a total of 50 stitches after round 13, so 18 on the first needle and 32 on the second needle, with all of your thumb stitches on the right hand side here. The next round, I'm going to knit 34 to start off with. 34 will get you the 18 stitches on the first needle and all the thumb stitches on the second needle. Then we're going to just work on the thumb back and forth in rows. So I'm going to put the rest of the stitches from this side onto a stitch holder. Just keep them safe out of the way for the time being. And then, again, working on the other end of the same needle, work back and forth on the thumb stitches in rows. The next row you'll be on the wrong side. Cast on one stitch at the beginning, just by looping it around like that, and purl across all 17 stitches. Flip back around to the front side, take the other end of the same needle, cast on one stitch at the beginning, and knit across all 18 stitches. On the next row, we're going to start this ribbing across the top of the thumb here. This will be a wrong side row. And we're going to start with a purl 2. So purl 2, knit 2 across. For the next row, knit 2 and purl 2 across. After 4 rows in total of knit 2, purl 2 ribbing, you'll be on the wrong side and you're just going to cast off in rib. So purl the purls and knit the knits, casting off as you go. So the next one's a knit, so I'll knit that one, put the first one over top. The next one's a purl, so I'll bring my yarn to the front, purl it, and put the previous one over top until I've got them all bound off. You can sew up the thumb at this point if you like, just putting the right sides together and sewing up the seam, or you can just leave a bit of yarn and come back to it later. The next step is to put your saved stitches back on the needle. Reattach the yarn and knit to the end of the round. You should have 34 stitches between your two needles at this point. Now we're going to work just some stockinette rounds until we get to the ribbing portion again. So we're just going to knit around and around, but on the first round, so this very next one, pick up 2 stitches at the base of the thumb, and that just gives you a little more room for the thumb there. So after this first round, you'll have 36 stitches. So just knit each one, pick up 2 as you go past the base of the thumb and keep going around. Then do 7 more knit rounds. So here at the base of the thumb, I'm just going to grab a stitch and make an extra one right there. If you find it's too open like that, give it a twist and then go to the next needle, picking up another stitch on this side of the thumb. After 8 plain knit rounds, work 5 rounds in the knit 2, purl 2 ribbing. Then bind that off and sew up the thumb, and your fingerless mitts will be finished. This is a great stash buster project. It works up quick and they're super comfy. You're going to want to make one for everyone you know for a Christmas gift as well. You can pick up the written pattern in the description below. I hope that you enjoyed working this project along with me and that you'll join me for the next one. Have a wonderful day.